Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Alex. Please subscribe. I post just about every single day and you don't want to miss out. Today's practice is yoga for flexibility that will help you to get closer to your splits. Keep in mind, the splits is just a pose, so we're going to have to do a lot of other things that will help achieve what you're trying to get to. Make sure you have a block or two nearby. Any kind of pillow or a prop will work as well. We will begin in a child's pose. Big toes together, the knees are apart, a little wider than normal, so we can get into the hips. Walk your hands forward and lower the forehead to the mat. If it doesn't reach, put a block or a pillow underneath. Arrive in your space. Take a look at your mat or whatever surface you're on. Soften the gaze and make sure your awareness is only in this space. Everything else will be there when you get back. Right now, we are breathing as observers of the breath. Right here, right now. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Gently lengthen each inhale. Complete each exhale. Walk your hands in to underneath you. We're going to press up to a tabletop. Find some organic movement. Tuck the toes, draw some circles with the torso, forward, right, left, and back. Feel a stretch in the toes. Explore where the weight is in the palms, switch directions. So you might go almost all the way to up dog and back to a child's pose. Just feeling out where you are. And come back to a tabletop, neutral spine, somewhere in the middle. 3 cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, scoop the tailbone and press the mat away. You can start to bring the heels toward each other too. Tops of the feet are down. Inhale, find more space in the front of your body. Longer exhale, this time press the mat away and pull the stomach in. Tuck the chin. Once more, inhale. Longer exhale. Neutral spine somewhere in the middle. Extend the right leg back. Keep the toes on the mat, and we're going to press back and forth, moving into the foot and the calf. And now lift the right leg back and up, just hip height. We're going to bend that knee and draw some circles with the knee out, down, and around. Got a bird and a breeze. What else do I need right now? Oh my gosh. So we're going to bring the right foot up between the hands. You can use the right hand to help you scoot. If you have blocks, let's use them. Keep the right knee directly over the right ankle. We're in a kneeling lunge, but the blocks or assistance, if you don't have that, just be on fingertips at least, are going to give you that extra length in the spine. Bringing the floor closer to you gives you a chance to relax the floor closer. I hope I said that, not core. Makes your arms longer. Lets you focus on other things. For example, are you rolling in on the arch of the front foot? Are you holding any tension in your temples or thoughts? We're going to press back to a half split. That sounds like a lot right away. If you've got something like your block to sit on, put it underneath the right sit bone. If not, you're just going to sit inside of the foot or on the heel. Reach up with the arms and fold over your right leg. Sole of the foot is facing away from you. And if you can reach your foot, let's squeeze. If not, you can just give wherever you can reach a little massage. And then make sure you stop and feel what is still moving. This breath. This longer exhale. Use your hands to help you to sit up. We're going back to the top of the mat. We're in a lunge. And again, you can keep the blocks or lose them, or if you don't have them, okay. Tuck the back toes, find a lunge. Left knee is lifted. And again, just see how it feels to use some assistance. At the very least, your fingertips. So from here forward, fingertips is your substitute for a block. We're going to press back to try to straighten both legs. Pyramid pose. You might not straighten the right leg all the way. Front foot is flat. You might feel it in the front of your foot and ankle. Let's shift forward back to our kneeling lunge. Right foot goes back to a tabletop. Find neutral spine. Scan right to left. What is already moved around? Inhale, arch the back. Cow pose. Exhale, press the mat away and tuck the tailbone. Neutral spine. Let's take this to the other side. Left foot reaches back. Keep the toes down. And we're going to move back and forth, pressing into the hands to stretch the calf. Lift your left leg back and up. Bend the knee. And we're going to draw those circles with the knee out, in, and around. Elbows are soft so that you can do your best to keep your torso level. Left foot steps up between the feet. Kneeling lunge. Top of the back foot is down. Lengthen up. If your knee is all the way forward, you got to come back. Knee over the ankle, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. A little bit of step into the left foot so that we're not sinking right and left all over the place. Slow down your breathing. From here, we're going back to our half split. So bring your prop with you. Get yourself situated. Left leg is extended. Inhale, reach up and fold forward over your left leg. Sole of the foot is facing away from you as best you can. And wherever you can reach, let's squeeze. Encourage circulation in that part of the body. And then release, relax your hands and feel what's still going on in the foot or leg and the whole body. Return to your breath. Press into the hands to sit up. We're going back forward to the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes and lunge. So keep the left knee over the left ankle, fingertips. We're in a lunge. The back knee is lifted. If that's too much, you can leave it down. You should feel some strength in the back thigh, a stretch in the back foot, Not pressing back into the Achilles, launching yourself forward. On an exhale, try to straighten both legs, and this is where you can stretch out the Achilles on the back side. Try to press the front leg straight, keeping the left foot flat. Shift your weight back forward to a lunge. And left foot back to tabletop. Find stillness. Feel what is moving around in your hips. And let's do 3 cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back. Find more space. Exhale, pull the stomach in, tuck the chin, scoop the tailbone. And again, arch, inhale. See how long you can stay moving. So you hit your what you think is the end, but you're pressing, you're breathing. And then exhale, round. You can even squeeze the knees together if they don't move on the mat. And once more. Long exhale. Tabletop. Let's tuck the toes and hover the knees an inch off of the mat. Slow down your breath. And knees back down. Hover the knees. Feel what is engaging. Arms, foot, feet, thighs, breath. Inhale. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's pedal out the feet, bending one knee at a time. Feet about hip width. Hand, shoulder. Look up between the hands and make sure the index finger is pointing straight ahead as the rest of the fingers splay out. Lift up onto your toes. Place the nail bed side of one foot down. Let's stretch the top of the foot and the ankle. Switch sides. Try not to let the weight sink into the palms of the hands. Downward dog. Soft bend in the knees. Let's walk to the top of the mat and hang over your legs. So separate your feet about hip width distance, and bend your knees so that you can actually relax over the legs. Even if you're super flexible, this is its own stretch. You'll feel it in the legs. Lift one heel at a time, bend one knee at a time. If the floor is too far away, that's what your blocks are for. I like to bend and straighten both legs. Toes and heels touch. Relax over the legs. You might have an inch or so between the feet. That's okay too. Round up to standing. Press down through the heels. Palms touch. Lift the toes. Spread and lower them. Find all 4 corners of both feet that way. Bring the palms together. Connect to your breath. And select an intention. I like to give you this opportunity a little bit into class sometimes because you're in a different place than you were a few minutes ago, whether you noticed it or not. My intention is gratitude for what I get to share with you all. On an inhale, bring the arms above the head. Keep them shoulder width. Palms face each other. Elbows are going to point forward slightly. Lengthen the tailbone down and pull in the core. Inhale, straighten the arms. Look up between the hands. And exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Step your right foot back to a lunge. Remember, left knee over the ankle. And on an inhale, lower the right knee, draw your shoulder blades back. Gaze is level. Long exhale, press back to pyramid pose. That's where we are trying to straighten both legs. Shift your weight forward to a lunge. Leave the back knee up, lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm opens. Left hand back down. We're going to step onto the left foot and lift the right about hip height. So blocks out in front of you for balance. If you're there, you might already be ready to grab the left ankle. Wherever you are, leave the leg about hip height. If you can go higher, that's cool. This is what we're trying to do right now. Soften into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Lengthen over the soft knees and legs. Round up to standing. Bring the arms overhead. Seal the palms. Keep the shoulders down. On an inhale, reach up and look at the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold over the legs. Left foot back to a lunge. Right knee over the ankle. Get yourself set up here. Draw in the core as the hips open up. And we're going to lower the left knee, shoulders back. Gaze is level with the floor, just straight ahead. Long exhale, try to straighten both legs into pyramid pose. Lunge, keep the back knee up, lunge twist, left hand down, right arm opens. Right hand back down. We're stepping onto the right foot, finding your balance on blocks, or the floor, or your ankle, hip height with the back leg. Step to the top of the mat and relax over the legs. Bend the knees, round up to standing. Arms above the head. Seal the palms on an inhale, look up at the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold over your legs. Place your hands on the mat in front of you. Separate the feet and sit down in a squat. Heels in, toes out. Ideally, we would like our heels to be flat. If not, you'll get there. You might even be a little bit forward like that. It's a process. Bring the palms to touch. You can put a towel underneath the heels as well. Use your elbows to keep the knees apart and slow down your breath. Relax your temples. Hands on the mat in front of you. Bring the toes and the heels back together. Relax over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back, hands on top of the shins, shoulders roll away from the ears. Exhale, place your hands on the mat or your blocks. Lift your heels and set your hips on top of your heels. So we are on our toes. Your hands are helping you to balance. We're rounding out the spine. Let's press to try to straighten the legs. Exhale. Let's do that again. So lift up onto your toes. We're sitting down on the heels. And balance challenge is you hug your knees and tuck the chin. And you are a cosmic egg. Hands to the mat. Forward fold. Find more reach in the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Place the hands down, separate the feet, squat down, heels in, toes out. See if this is more available than the last one was. Lift the arches of the feet, shoulders away from the ears, lower the palms away from the chin. Release your hands to the mat. Relax over the legs. Forward fold. Bend the knees and round up to standing. Bring the palms to touch at heart center. Replace the hands, one on the lower belly, one on the tailbone, and try to lengthen the tailbone down so we're not swaying the back. Lift the arches of your feet and bring the hands back to touch. Face the long edge of your mat and separate your feet. If you extend your arms side to side, the feet will be just about underneath your wrists. Hands to hips. Forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And from here, leave the right hand down. We're twisting open to the left. Try to keep the feet flat, the hips level. Keep the whole arm in view as well. Left hand down, right arm reaches. Like I said, we have to get lots of the entire body involved to achieve the splits. It's not just one exercise over and over. Right hand down. Hands to hips and stand up. Warrior 2, right side. Left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Right toes point to the top edge of the mat. Keep your hands on the hips for now. Bend the right knee. I like hands to hips because that's going to keep your shoulders over the hips instead of reaching forward. Let's just start here because we're kind of trying to gear towards the lower body mostly. Reach your arms out in front of you, palms down, fingers sealed. Open your arms side to side until you feel that stretch across the shoulders and the chest. Look over the right shoulder. Warrior 2. We're going to straighten the right leg and bring the arms overhead. Inhale. Press the right leg straight. Arms reach up. Look straight ahead. And exhale, sit back down slowly. Find your Warrior 2. Straighten the right leg, hands to hips. Turn the right toes to point forward. Forward fold over the legs, hands on the mat. And we're going to bend into the right knee. You're going to feel a stretch on the left inner thighs. Keep the left foot flat as best as you can. You'll feel it on the outside of the ankle as well. Press the right leg straight, right hand underneath the line of vision. We're twisting to the left. Open up. Left hand down. Hands to hips. Lift yourself up. And Warrior 2, left side. So turn the left toes out. The right edge of the foot is parallel to that edge of the mat. Bend into the left knee. Knee is over the ankle. You don't want to go any farther than that. Hands to hips to get established. Arms open. Shoulders down, fingers sealed. Let's look over the left hand. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Straighten your left leg. Bring the left toes to point forward. Both feet are pointing forward. Hands to hips so you can fold forward and walk over to the left. Keep both feet flat. We're stretching the right inner thigh and outer ankle. And lift back up. Bringing your hands to the mat in front of you, left hand down, twist open to the right. Right hand down. Hands to hips to stand up. Meet me at the top of the mat, stand on 2 feet, feel what's going on right now with your legs, and then bend your knees, sit back into chair, Utkatasana awkward pose. Wiggle the toes, lengthen the tailbone away from the fingertips. Hands are shoulder width. Back of the neck is soft, so I'm looking down kind of towards the edge of the patio. And that means just a few feet in front of your mat, wherever you are. Palms touch, stand up tall, minimize extra movement. Feel the energy that you manage in your body, in your life. Inhale, arms overhead. Seal the palms, look up at them, inhale. And exhale, forward fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. From here, step it back to a plank and then lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your forehead to rest on your left fist. Pull the right foot in toward the glute and press your hips into the mat, stretching the right quad. And this pressure on the forehead is a reminder to trust your intuition. Switch sides. Pulling the left foot in and tilting the pelvis toward the mat gently to intensify this. Gently intensify. Release. Press, wiggle, however you get there, up to an upward facing dog. Let's keep the knees soft. Tops of the feet are down. Lean onto the left hip, look over the right shoulder for the right back corner of the mat. Switch sides. Back to center. Inhale, tops of the feet press down. Maybe the knees lift off of the mat, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the toes, back to downward facing dog. Reach the right leg back and up. Point the toe, squeeze the right glute, let the hip open, and then press extra into the right hand to level the shoulders. Try to press the left heel toward the mat. Right foot steps to the top of the mat. Hands are inside of the foot, lizard lunge. Lower the back knee. You can use props for your forearms, or you might be all the way on the floor. We're here for a few rounds of breath. Quiet your mind, especially during these deep hip openers. Monitor your thoughts for things you start to think about when it wanders. People, situations, bring it all back to the breath, to what you feel. Press into the hands to lift up, and we're going to transition into pigeon. So toe heel the foot across to the left. Take any modification you need to. I do have a tutorial for this. I will try to remember to link below. And we're going to fold forward over your left leg, bringing your forehead to a prop or the floor. Just a few rounds of breath. Stay present. Try to relax wherever you can. Smooth out any tension that may have revealed itself. Press into your hands to sit up. You can place your hands on the blocks here. Just try to lift up. This is great for posture and back strength. Option to bend the back leg and hold the foot with the left hand. But you're bringing the foot to you. You're not moving yourself to the foot. Pull the right shoulder back. Release the foot. Press back up to a lunge. We're going back to a three-legged dog. Right leg back and up. Reach. Press the right hand down as you reach the right leg up. Downward facing dog. Find some stillness. Scan right to left. Press the heels down. Lift onto the toes. Tuck your chin. Ripple through upward facing dog. Save the chin for last. Leave the knees and toes tucked. Really lift the chin. Keep the teeth closed. Keep the chin lifted for as long as you can. Arch the lower back. We're going back to down dog. Actually tuck the chin in at the end and then let the head and neck hang. Find down dog. And left leg back and up. Squeeze the left leg. Press into the left hand. Bring the left foot up for lizard lunge. So both hands are inside of the foot, and you're going to lower the left knee down. You may stay lifted. You may lower down to blocks. Try to repeat as best you can what you did on the other side. And hip stretches, lizard, pigeon, butterfly. You hold them for a long time, have a tendency to make people get emotional. Yes, I thought that was kind of silly when I first heard it, but after a few, maybe 1,000 yoga classes, either taken or taught, it's real. It happens. You see people. But that just makes me believe more in this ancient practice. So notice your thoughts. And then just reel them back into the breath. Press into the hands. We're transitioning into a pigeon. So toe heel the foot across. We're going to try to square our hips to the top of the mat, and someday the front shin is going to be parallel to the front edge of the mat. In the beginning, it's going to be, the heel will be right by your right hip flexor. You'll get there. The goal is the path, is the practice. It's showing up for yourself every day, a little at a time. Smooth out any tension that might have revealed itself. Press into your hands to sit up and either hold here or bend the back knee, and you might not be able to reach it yet or be comfortable enough to reach for it yet. But when you get there, use the right hand to bring the foot closer to you. Don't lift the hips up just to grab the leg. Pull the left shoulder back. Encourage smooth, deep breathing. Release the leg. Press into the hands, bring the left sole of the foot to the mat. And we're going to press into the hands and the right foot. Three-legged dog, left leg back and up. Reach, press the hands, press the right heel, squeeze the left glute. Downward facing dog, find stillness, press the hands away. And now lift onto the toes, tuck the chin, ripple through, upward dog. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. One cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Pull in the core. And then press your hips back to the heels. Child's pose with the knees a little bit closer together. Let the elbows soften to the mat. Forehead lowers down. Breathe. Take a moment to glance at your mat, just like we did a little while ago. Same view. We have shifted our perspective. We have moved energy around in the body. Press into your hands to sit up, and we're going to do frog pose. Start on all fours. You might want to face the long edge of your mat. And start to walk your knees apart. You might put pillows or towels underneath the knees. We want a right angle behind the knees and at the ankles. So the inner thighs are going to get down to the floor someday, if ever. And we're pressing down and away. So I'm on my forearms. I'm pressing down and away like if you were in a squat standing up. You're pressing your sit bones down. We're pressing ours back. And breathe. This is intense. Remember to reel in the emotions or your thoughts. It's a little bit at a time. Release any tension in your jaw. Try to keep your expression soft. Release however you release. I scoot forward and then awkwardly roll to one side. Bring your feet out in front of you. We're facing the top of the mat again, sitting down. And we're going to reverse tabletop. Feet are hip width, hands shoulder about just behind you. Fingertips point forward. Press and lift your hips. Don't let the knees splay. And if it's okay, let the neck open up. Sit back down. Extend the legs. The knees may stay soft. Sit up tall for a breath. Inhale, reach the arms above your head and fold forward over the legs. Round up to seated. Cross your feet at the ankles. Find your way to a tabletop. 4, 1 cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, pull in the stomach round. This feels so different than from forever ago. Neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees. Downward facing dog. Right leg back and up. Just for a reach. And we're going to bring the right foot up between the hands. Lower the back knee. We're pressing back into a half split. Lift up onto your fingertips or block just for a count. Stay here. Or you're going to scoot the right foot forward, the left leg back. I'm going to put my prop underneath the right sit bone. And find a place you can hold. I'm watching the clock. with my energy. Just kidding. Hold. It's just a handful of breaths, a little bit at a time. Let's start to release carefully. However you do this, release back out to a tabletop, down dog. Upward dog, ripple through. Downward facing dog. Left leg reaches back and up. And step it. The foot up between the hands, forward between the hands. Lower the back knee and find your half split. Even if you're going for more, start here. Let your hamstrings figure out what's about to go down. And decide to stay here, or you're going to scoot forward, back, adjust. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to happen a little bit at a time. Do this every day for 2 weeks, and let me know what you think. And let me know what you think either way, please. Breathe. Stay present. Good job. Carefully release. Very carefully release. Sometimes we get so hung up on that pose. Let's press back to downward facing dog. That as soon as it's over, the body can just relax because your mind says, okay, done. And you want to maintain control, especially if you are kind of in a place where your body doesn't usually hang out. One more upward facing dog, ripple through. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Sit on your heels. We've got one more, but in between, let's inhale, lift up, and twist to the right. Left hand to the right knee, draw the right shoulder back. Sit up tall. Release through center, inhale. And exhale, twist to the left. Back to center. Hands to the mat. Let's turn to face the long edge of the mat. And we're going to stand up. Separate your feet. Hands to your hips. Forward fold. Start to walk your feet away from each other. Keep the feet flat for as long as you can, because in this split, we want the inner thighs and the inner ankles to be on the mat. We're not doing the knees up one today. So find a place you can go, a place you can breathe into, and once you get to a place where you're comfortable, you can let the bottoms of the feet lift. All right, clock is running, go. you've made it this far, don't give up on your breath now. And release any way you can. Oh, I'm stuck. Woo. All right, let's sit down. Place your feet on the mat. We're going to just windshield wiper the legs a little bit back and forth. No, Siri, I'm fine. One more reverse tabletop. Press to lift. And sit down. Extend the legs out in front of you. Reach overhead and fold forward over your legs. Make this gentle, make this intense. And sit up. Make yourself to a seated position. If you've got your block, I highly recommend sitting on it because it brings the hips just enough over the ankles to encourage them to subconsciously relax, and that just goes into a whole nother conversation about how the postures affect you mentally. Bring the palms to touch. Sit up tall. Close the eyes and just scan the body. Might even look around with your eyes and just try to feel every part and know that there is so much going on in there and it's all yours and it's all there to work for you. Let's blink the eyes open and close with a breath. Inhale, reach the arms wide and overhead. Seal the palms at the top. One more lift at the very top. Long exhale, hands lowered down to heart center. Remember to trust your intuition. Thank yourself for taking this time today. I am so grateful for your presence. I will see you in my next video. Do let me know what you thought. If you have any questions, I am here to help. Thank you. Namaste. It's good. I think. I liked that. Let me know.